You said the timeline for Jones, 2 weeks to decide what to do with the title, whether it takes the fight or you're going to strip him. What do you think is more important, to keep the belt there so he can uphold his legacy, or we move the heavyweight division, take the title away from him?
Jon Jones called us last night and retired. Jon Jones is officially retired. Tom Aspenol is the heavyweight champion of the UFC.
All righty, here we go. A Jon Jones fighter showcase that you guys actually asked for. Who would have thought? Who would have thought that you guys asked for a Jon Jones showcase after he retires? Oh my God. So what we're doing today is we're using all of the Jon Jones alter egos. I feel like I might as well do something a little bit unique. Well, not unique, but something I haven't done with Jon yet. Use all of his alter egos in the same exact video. Something a little bit different for his retirement party. It's like I'm trying to like reduce the amount of fighter showcases that I'm doing right now, just because I'm just getting so bored of them. I've done these for literal years, man. And I've been trying to see if I can come up with something a little bit more original. But seems like I'm being drawn back in. Here we go. Give me a back. Can we drag him to the ground? No. So yeah, bro, this is the UFC 87 Jon Jones. This was Jon Jones' debut against Andre Guzmão. In that fight, Jon won by decision. All right, keeps denying that. He won that fight by decision, but that is kind of when, you know, he looked not so good. I mean, if you guys go back and watch that fight, his striking in that fight was pretty, it was pretty shitty. The man was throwing some weird punches, but in that fight, it was pretty clear that this man was definitely talented. He had some interesting attributes, right, with his height and his reach, his stature. It was clear that, you know, at that time, it's like this guy might not end up being anything too special, but he has some skill, right? Evidently. And then Jon's improvement was just astronomical. Every single fight, he was different. Every single fight, he was a little bit better. He was more dangerous. No. GG's, homeboy. Yeah, I figured he was going to quit. That is yet another thing that is demotivating from trying to play ranked or even trying to play online. It's just everybody you run into is going to want to get out of there. So we'll try to get another fight with this version of Jon. Let's try to get a better one. There we go. Anderson Silva. Look at that. Jon Jones version, debut version versus Anderson the Spider Silva. So yeah, man. I've been a fan of Jon. You know, and I know this is part of a big reason why people wanted to know what I thought about the retirement. I've been a fan of Jon Jones for as long as I've started watching Jon Jones. And one thing that... Oh, he's sidestepping pretty hard. One thing that I've said multiple times is that it's not lost on me that this man is a flawed human being. I mean, just recently we're hearing again that Jon Jones is... What? Just recently again we're hearing that Jon Jones is once again in potential trouble. Apparently... some lady came over to his house. They did drugs, mushrooms, I guess. Gave her alcohol. And then as she was leaving, she crashed her car or something along those lines. There we go. And when she was asked about it, she said that, you know, Jon Jones was actually driving with her. And he essentially, you know, did the classic Jon Jones thing of fleeing the scene of an accident. This dude actually got this. You know, it sucks. It sucks because at 37 years old, there we go. You would think that, man, Jon is just done being involved in stuff like this. His name even being related to stuff like this. But it just seems to be a character flaw that's just going to be a character flaw for as long as the man lives. And... you know, one of the things that scares me about this retirement that just happened to him right now is I feel like actually we'll see. We'll see as time passes, because mixed martial arts, we'll see if it was good for him or bad for him. We'll see. You know, it's like it's like Jon, it just seems to have like really embody his alter ego Bones. Like when he's fighting or when he's having these conflicts with fighters or whatever, he just seems to just get crazy, right? But we'll see what happens now that he's retired. Now that he's gonna try to focus on something else, maybe, who knows? He's been doing movies. He's been trying to get better at business and stuff like that. Who knows what's gonna happen? But the good news is, for everybody that can't stand this man, you're not gonna have to see Jon Jones in the octagon again. For everyone that's been asking for Tom Aspenol to become the heavyweight champion, well, it's happened. There we go. Got him. And we're going to submit him right here. We're going to lock it in again. Come on, come on, come on. Do we have time? Yes, we do. There we go. GG, buddy. Yeah. Tom Aspenol is now the heavyweight champion, and he has vowed to be a very active heavyweight champion. So we'll see how that plays out. Yeah, that's it. Jon Jones is retired. Dana White announced it. Apparently, Jon told him... Well, apparently, according to Dana White, they actually made the fight. Jon agreed to the fight. They both agreed to the fight. He asked for a lot of money. They gave him the amount of money that he was asking for. He agreed to the fight, but then something happened along the way to make him decide, you know what, man, I don't want to do this anymore. And it is what it is. It's fine. You know, look, I get that a lot of you guys absolutely despise Jon Jones, and look, it's for good reason as well. But, like, as a fan of fighters, I like when fighters go out on their own terms. I like when fighters go out on top. I like when fighters preserve their freaking faculties, not give themselves brain damage, trying to get that one last win. This is what we all pray for, right? For fighters to go out on top, like the way GSP did. It's not something we see as often. And see Jon accomplish that, I'm happy for him. I really am. Let's move on. Now, this version of Jon Jones right here that I'm about to use, this is actually my favorite version of Jon. Not the look, but around this era, right? This is I feel like when Jon finally understood his style properly. And dude, to me, it's always been about the style, you know? A lot of people always ask me, like, why the hell are you a fan of a guy that's this terrible, whatever? I'm like, I'm not a fan of the guy. I'm a fan of Bones. I'm a fan of the fighter, you know? When Jon steps into the cage, I love what he does so much. I love OP characters. I've said this many, many times on my channel. And it's like every time I say it, people forget that. Take a look at all my favorites. Got them. I like OP style fighters. I like them all. My absolute favorite athlete, like of all time, his name is Gordon Ryan. He's my favorite athlete. MMA, boxing, doesn't matter. He's my favorite athlete. And again, he's one of these guys like Jon Jones that's kind of flawed. He doesn't compete as often, which is, I don't know why I always end up liking guys who barely compete, but every time he's in there, you know you're going to see something magical. You know that, you know, I like the fact that I can trust him. You know what I mean? I like the fact that I can trust him. I can trust him in the cage. You know, with Jon, for example, I could always trust that he's never going to lay down for anybody in there. You're just not, he's not going to give up on himself. I can always trust that as a fan. You know, I'm like, okay, I can watch him. He might get outskilled and all this stuff, but like, you're never going to find a human being in there that's going to break him. And that's huge for me. And Gordon Ryan is the same way. You're not going to find a single person in there that's going to break him. And with him, it's also, you're not going to find a single person out there who's going to outskill him either. That's what I enjoy. Side step. Woo! Got him. You know? Like that fight against Gustafsson, man. Alexander took this man. By the way, I love this matchup. Woo! This is my favorite matchup to play in the game, period. If I'm using Jon Jones and my opponent has Gustafsson, I love this matchup so much. Like, Gustafsson took this man to hell and back. You know, it just looked like they were on the same exact level. And then Jon came back and mauled him. You know, showed the level he should have showed in the first fight. And I like that. You know, another reason why I've really gravitated towards his style so much is because Jon is the one fighter in there that would always try to beat opponents at their own game. My favorite fight of Jon is still his fight against Glover Teixeira. Because that fight, bro, that fight revealed so much to me. One, before that fight happened, you guys probably won't remember this. Before that fight happened, as people are sure today that Tom Aspenol would have easily wrecked Jon Jones, people were just as sure that Jon would lose to Glover. I'm not lying. Ask any OG style fan that was there around the time. You guys know I'm not lying about this. You guys remember. You remember all the narratives. Glover was knocking everybody dead, bro. The same, like very similar to what Tom Aspenol is doing right now. He was just, there we go. He was knocking everybody dead. And it was like, man, if Jon Jones makes the error of entering the pocket with Glover Teixeira, he's going to get absolutely butchered and killed. That was the narrative. And what did Jon do? He's trying to spin on you. Hold on. I will spin on you, buddy. I'm stubborn like that. Dude, I've not played this game proper in a long time. I'm so rusty. I feel it. But it's okay. I got Jon Jones. I'm comfortable. Okay, kick. Woo! Yeah, so he went out there, and how did he fight Glover? Literally fought him in the pocket 90% of the time. Butchered him in the clinch. Glover landed all the big shots that knocked out everybody else. He hit him with nasty uppercuts. I mean, Glover hit Jon really, really hard. Didn't even come close. Didn't even hurt him. Didn't even rock him. Didn't wobble him one time. There's a level of invincibility that Jon has in there that just fascinates me so much. So, and then of course, you know, his performances against Daniel Cormier, what he did to Rampage Jackson, Lyoto Machida, the fact that he has this unique striking style where he's throwing single shots and varying up the attacks very, very well. You know, and every single person he fights, even guys that are usually very active, the moment he gets that style going, they all look like they're staring at Medusa. It's stuff like that is what I love. I gravitate towards that. So, you guys ask me what I think about his retirement. I am happy Jon Jones is gone. I'm happy he's retired. I'm happy it's over. I feel like some of you thought I was gonna be crying or some shit. Like, no, like, honestly speaking, bro, when Jon is not fighting, I don't even, like, I don't look him up. I don't. You know? Oh, God, he got me. Got him again. Like, there are Jon Jones haters that know more about Jon Jones than I do. Like, people that, they know where he's at, they know what he's doing. You know, they can list out every single thing he's ever done. Dude, I can't, I don't follow, like, I follow him on Instagram and Twitter and all that stuff. I don't follow the guy's life. I don't. I really don't. You guys, I don't engage in his posts. Like, I like when he's in there. And he's not in there anymore. So, this is not like, you know, I have Jon Jones merch, you know, or anything he releases, I immediately go and buy. It's not like that. It's never been that way. I don't even think there's a single fighter that it's that way with me. I mean, the only fighter that, like, I like personally is Stephen Thompson, but that's also because I got him. That's also because I've met Wonder Boy, you know what I mean? So, like, he's the only one that I can say I like that guy personally. But I met him. I hung out with him. I saw the way he was. The rest of these guys, I've never met these guys. I've never hung out with them. I don't know who these guys are. I like them in the cage, and that's it. So, good for Jon. Good for Jon. He thought about it, and I guess he didn't see any value in fighting Tom Aspenol, especially if he went out there and lost. You know, having his legacy kind of, I feel like, you know, his legacy has a lot of blemishes, but I think that is one blemish he just didn't have. He didn't want that one. He didn't want the "I lost to Tom Aspenol" on his record thing. So I get it. I get it. It's a smart move on his behalf. For the fans, it's very annoying, especially because he didn't like do it like right away. But at the same time, I get it. All right, boys, let's move on. Whew. You know, when I tell you guys, man, this has been a process. Trying to do this showcase, it's taken me hours, but it's okay. It is a-okay. Now, this, of course, is the Jon Jones that that KO'd, not KO'd, TKO'd Stipe Miocic. I'll tell you guys, man. Like I said, I gotta be careful with this guy. Sorry, I'm not talking this, but I gotta be careful with this guy. He's the dude is actually trying to be aggressive. There we go. There we go. Plus, I'm facing Tom Aspenol. You know what I'm saying? We gotta focus a little bit. But, oh my God, what was I trying to say? Yeah, I was trying to say, look, for Tom, I will tell you guys this, man. A huge percent of people who were supporting Tom Aspenol are just Jon Jones haters. They would have supported literally anybody that was fighting Jon Jones. A lot of people waited their entire lives to watch Jon Jones get KO'd, get knocked the fuck out in the octagon. And it's just everybody, they just gravitate towards whoever they feel is going to be the one to deliver that wish. Whoever it is. You know, it's like suddenly Dominic Reyes became everybody's best fighter after he had that really close fight with Jon Jones. And then, of course, Dominic Reyes ended up getting freaking KO'd by Jan Wakovic. Oh, shoot. And got KO'd multiple times after that. And after that, all of a sudden, all these people that loved him, suddenly they're all gone. And for Tom, I wish that's not the case. You know what I mean? I know he's got the British fans on his side. That's very good. But there are also a lot of fans that will I'm telling you guys, will stop caring about him now that he's no longer their hope to watch Jon Jones get KO'd. And I hope he's smart enough to realize that. I hope he's smart enough to realize that a massive part of the support he's been getting is tied directly to the fact that he's Jon Jones' potential kryptonite. But, you know, the one thing that it's like, y'all were doing Tom a disservice. Oh, my God. La, 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 la. I guess we're going to have to do that one more time. We're going to have to do that one more time. Because I'm not leaving on a terrible quit like that. Let's try it again.
You ready to fight?
Yeah, I'm ready. Yeah, we got ourselves another Tom Aspenol. Let's hope for the best with this one. Please, for the love of God. I've had only, well, two fights so far actually completed. Please, for the love of God, bro, don't quit. What I was trying to say is, you know, you guys do this all the time. Well, not you guys specifically because you guys are smart, but some people, it's like, I don't know how to explain it. Like before Jon fought Siragon, right? The narratives, man. Jon is way too small. His last fight, he almost lost to a light heavyweight guy. in Dominic Reyes. There is no way he's going to be able to. I mean, Cyril is too fast. He's too fleet-footed. He's too big. There's no way John... And then they see a picture of John, and he's, you know, he's at this pot belly. And everyone's like, ain't no way he's about to get fucking cooked by Cyril Gane. So it all starts off by John sucks. He's washed. He's old. He's terrible. He will never beat this guy. Then he beats this guy. Then it's, that guy sucked anyways. He had no wrestling. Blah, 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 blah. I always find that so funny. And now people were doing that with Tom Aspenol. Finding clips of Stipe Miocic punching John in the face. Like, look at him. He's so washed. 80-year-old Stipe Miocic was able to hit him. Imagine what Tom would do. It's like, we've all heard this story so many times. And that's not saying Tom wouldn't have beat him. Tom very, very well could have beat him. But, like, you hear that so many times, it just kind of becomes just silly at this point. So, like, you know, it's like John, you know, John defeated 80-year-old Stipe. So then if Tom would have beat Jon Jones, then, I mean, it wouldn't count, right? Like, because, like, John is washed. According to you guys, he's terrible now. He sucks. He's old as shit. Stipe was able to hit him. So then if Tom fought him and beat him, he just beat an old guy, right? No, of course not. MMA fans are a funny bunch. Funny bunch. But, like I said, the good news is he's done. The heavyweight division will finally move on. And you guys will get all the incredible fun fights that we all wanted in the heavyweight division. It's probably going to be Cyril Gane next. There's Jailton Almeida in there. Caught it. Let's see here. So. Back him up. Back him up. There we go. Very good. Very good. That's it. There's nothing more to say about this retirement. I really, honestly wasn't even going to talk about it just because it's like people that said to me, oh my God, he retired. I'm like, so? I don't care as much as you guys think I do. I really don't. I'm just more happy that the guy is, it's done. Like, oh. It's done. As for what his legacy is going to be, look, I always think about Mike Tyson every single time the Jon Jones Legacy talks are brought up. If you ask a lot of people about what they think about Mike Tyson, very, very, very few people are going to tell you, oh yeah, we think he's a rapist. We think he's a terrible, violent guy who went to jail and all that. Dude, his rap sheet it's longer than my future, bro. Like, when you take a look at all the crazy shit that Mike Tyson has done, and yet, when we talk about Mike Tyson, right, we talk about Mike Tyson. We talk about what he did in the cage, his power, his incredible peekaboo style. That's what people will remember at the end of the day. Yes, some people would. Ooh, that was so close. Oh my goodness. Yes, some people will remember the negatives for sure, but in a situation like this, a decade from now, especially when John is like old guy, great all over the place, showing up MMA events, boxing events, whatever, most people, when he becomes, I guess, Unk, I mean, he is Unk now, but like when he proper becomes kind of like DC is right now, you know? I know John was in Thailand doing the seminar, stuff like that. That is of course, if he follows the path of Mike Tyson and actually changes his life around. And, you know, with John, there's no guarantee. There's no guarantee. I feel like maybe he needs to actually go to jail, like proper go to jail for like a long time. You know, for him to really, really make that decision. Like, bro, my name will never be attached to some illegal crap ever again. Got him. Ooh. Woo! Got this boy. No! Oh my God! Bro, I've had it up to here, man. Y'all niggas hate me, bro. I'm done. I'm done with this version of Jon. I've got 2 fights with him. That's it. One more version and we are done. Now this version of Jon, I call this one Sexual Chocolate. Sexual Chocolate. The fact that Jon actually thought that was a valid nickname is crazy. Absolutely crazy. You know? Now, I'll tell you guys this, man. Like I said, I missed it. I missed it. Hopefully this guy can turn his life around fully. Man, I'm telling you, bro. For me personally, I've left all my terrible mistakes in my 20s. I have. As soon as I turned like 30, 31, 32, it's like something just happens to you in your brain. Got this one. I got it. Something happens to you in your brain and you just decide, bro. Oh, okay. The camera is all jacked up. All right, let's try to fix this right here. If he'll let me. Let's sweep him. No. Just mount him, and once we posture up, this should fix. Rotate. There we go. We good. Yeah, man. Like I said, I left my own shitty, terrible mistakes in my 20s. I've made them. I've made them. Promise you guys. The issue is when you continue to do it, right? Like Jon is 37 years old. This should be done. It should be done. Like, bro, why are we hearing about some random chick you banged in your house, gave her a bunch of drugs, and she crashed her car? Why are we hearing about that? Like, what do you like? You know what I mean? It's like 37 years old. Like, you're supposed to be so much more. But yeah. There we go. All right. There it is. There it is, boys. There it is. Look, I'm not sure what you guys were expecting from me. I hope it lived up to it in terms of this video right here. I really did not have much to say on this one. I mean, I was actually trying to figure out what to say because, like, I really just did not have much to say about this retirement. I really don't. I think if Wonder Boy retires, it's going to hit me a lot harder. When Jose Aldo officially retires, it will hit me a lot harder. When GSP retired, it hit me a lot harder. With the Jon Jones thing, it's also because I was expecting it. I really was. Now, I genuinely thought he was going to take this fight. I thought he was going to take the fight. Just because I didn't think that Jon was going to be okay walking away with people thinking he ran from somebody, right? People thinking he genuinely ducked somebody. I didn't think he was. I thought his vanity, especially his ego and his pride, would not let him walk away with people thinking, oh, there's a heavyweight out there who would have knocked him out. You know what I mean? But it turned. Maybe this is a sign of maturity. Him being able to go, hey, I don't care. They can think that. Who cares? Maybe. Who knows? I hope it's a sign of maturity. You know? I also don't know how short-lived this will be. We've seen fighters retire and come back, so who knows? Maybe in a year or so. Maybe if things shake up in the heavyweight division, right? Maybe Jon will come back. Maybe if somebody takes Tom Aspenol to, like, the 5th round and, like, Tom is bleeding and maybe Tom shows that he doesn't really have that big of a heart. There has to be something Tom has to show in there to demonstrate weakness for Jon to then go, you know what? I actually want to come back and try to face him. You know? That's a thing Jon would do. Anyways, that's going to do it, boys. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, you know exactly what to do. Go right ahead and leave a like on it. Goodbye, Jon Jones. I hope you take care of yourself. I hope you take care of your family. I hope you keep yourself safe out there. I hope we don't hear a bunch of crazy shit in the future. But if we do, oh well, that's Jon Jones. So thank you again. You guys are fantastic. I really appreciate the support on the recent videos. Really, really, really appreciate that. Please stick with me. Stick with me as I experiment. Just hang in with me, okay? I'm trying to find my voice a little bit right now. And I will. I promise you guys. So again, thank you. I'll see you boys later. Peace out. Have a good one.